weather that has the shelters opening. Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Dave Nussbaum in now.
You're tracking a lot ahead for the weekend, Dave.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier here. We have our winter storm coming in. We're not going to see a lot of winter precipitation here in the metro area, but the fringes of the viewing area could see some icing and some significant icing. We will see lots of rain, though. 2 to 4 inches of rain could cause some flooding concerns. And it all wraps up with the Arctic blast following behind this for early next week and really much of the week. How about lows in the single digits and teens and highs only in the 30s? More on that in your 10-day in a little bit. But be weather aware again now all the way through Sunday for the freezing rain in the northwest and northeast corners of the state. We will see some accumulations there, travel issues, and then of course we have that Arctic blast following behind it. Winter weather advisories in effect from Fayette County, Lamar, back to Marion, right over toward Winston County, Walker County, Coleman County, Blount, heading over to there in Etowah County as well as Cherokee County and points to the north, and then to the Calhoun and Cleburne counties. We have winter storm watch in effect there, but we're going to be watching the eastern part of the state pretty closely. But look at the size of this storm. The impact's over 2,100 miles from New Mexico all the way over toward Maine and into Canada there. This is how much of the country is going to be impacted by this storm. So what are we seeing here? Well, the northern part of the state will feel the brunt of it there. That's where we'll see accumulating snow and some ice, mostly ice though, and that's of course not a good thing out there. Now you see a little zone between that in the green. This is where we could see some brief ice, but likely will melt because of the rain coming in. But I want to also highlight here the far eastern counties right along the border of Alabama and Georgia. This area could potentially get some significant ice. It may be melting later, but that would happen on Saturday night and Sunday before rain overcomes that. So really the best case scenario is more of a nuisance for us this weekend with little to no ice in spots, but we are looking at the heavy rain. Look at the swath here. Some spots now showing up maybe up to 4 to 7 inches of rain. Most of us 2 to 4 inches of that very heavy rain. But icing, that's the problem we're going to have to watch out for closely. So as we go throughout tonight and into tomorrow, could see a little glaze. Coleman, Double Springs, Fayette area. Hamilton may see a little bit more than that. But then look at the eastern part of the state as we get to Saturday night into Sunday morning. Anywhere from 1/10 to 1/4 to almost 1/2 inch of ice can be expected. So we're going to have to watch this. Some places may get a little bit more. This is what we call our cold air wedge coming down here from the Appalachian Mountains through Georgia. Atlanta's going to have significant icing, but some of it could work its way into far eastern Alabama, so we need to keep a close eye on that. And then on top of all that, severe weather potential, gusty winds and maybe a tornado for down in the southern part of the state. So this is a huge system. It's already developing here in South Texas. Will eventually work its way right over Alabama, spreading snow from parts of Arkansas, Oklahoma, back into Texas, where they're going to see potentially feet of snow, 1 or 2 feet out there in some spots. So for tonight, we're looking at some freezing rain northwest Alabama, central Alabama, a couple showers, maybe brief freezing rain tomorrow morning as well too. Now as we head into the afternoon, the freezing rain continues over the northwestern part of the state. Heavy rain, we'll start to see maybe some minor flooding concerns. That'll continue into Saturday night, but now the northeastern part of the state gets that freezing rain. And the rest of us more heavy rain, and then we're going to toss in some thunderstorms on Sunday afternoon as the freezing rain ends, but we'll have more of that heavy rain and stormy weather across the region. So here's how it looks on Futurecast now. You'll see by 3 a.m. a little bit there starting to develop near Hamilton, but watch how we may see a little bit by 7 a.m. of some brief freezing rain off to the north, maybe a few snow flurries mixed in initially. That'll go away as it changes to all rain here with some ice to the north, and we'll see more of that heavy rain continuing through 10 o'clock, but notice the icing over the far eastern part of the state. Overnight, that could be an issue, so we'll watch that. Likely changing to rain by Sunday at 7 a.m. And then we have a bigger line of storms coming in on Sunday 11 a.m. Some of those could be strong to borderline severe the farther south you go. Rain wraps up around 4 o'clock, and then we're starting to see maybe a few flurries Sunday night into early Monday morning, and that's when that bitter cold Arctic air builds back in, and that currently is sitting up to the north where it's well below zero. We won't get that cold, but lows down in the teens on Monday morning. How about the wind chill? Single digits, around 1 in Hamilton, 8 in Birmingham. Going forward here Monday afternoon, many of us stay below freezing. And then on Tuesday, the single digits to teens will be our low temperatures. So recapping weather aware for the weekend, frigid weather Monday, and it sticks around for much of next week before another system on Friday.